We are online. Welcome to our first discussion. Myself, Maria Kompanowski, and my colleague from Live Speakers Challenge and Networking, Maria Kimura, originally from Romania. Am I correct? And
Yes.
currently living in the Far East in Japan. So welcome and good evening to you, because here is morning and obviously there is 9 hours difference between us. However, I would like to ask Maria to introduce herself to us and also start the conversation with some very important points for business owners, but also for people who are developing their career through working in corporate world or maybe working in just an average job, and relationships as well. So Maria, would you please tell us who you are and what you do?
Thank you, Maria, for the introduction. First and foremost, good morning to you because I know you are based in UK. What I do, I love to create strategies and facilitate change. One of my main mission in life is to help people rewire their brains through education. And what I would like us to discuss about today, sorry about the rush, I'll jump right into
Good,
it
good,
because
good.
it is
That's
very important.
short
It's,
and sweet.
yes, it's relationships. And as you know, I know there are many types of relationships, and we want to address relationships from the business perspective. Um, we have three important points in the beginning of building the relationship, especially business relationship. First and foremost, that we require connection. And then once that connection is created, we are required to nurture that relationship from business owner to business owner, or even from employee to employer. There's a, this is also a business relationship. And the last but not least, it's referring. So I really want to hear your thoughts when it comes to connecting from business to business.
Well, there is several ways of connecting business to business, Maria. One of the most popular one is to actually take part in networking events.
Mhm.
And to my knowledge, there is hundreds of different networking events going around in most of the countries. Some countries maybe are not yet used to that sort of connecting, but majority of countries they are. And for instance, there are seminars where you can meet very interesting people. And here I give you a story from about 6 years ago when I went to London, taking part in a 3-day public speaking course. And I met the two amazing ladies, one originally from Ghana who is working for NHS as an accountant, very much lacking self-confidence at the time when I met her. And then another lady, British-born, Anne, who was hugely enthusiastic about connecting people and about helping children, youngsters who were having difficult childhood, and she was placing them into variety of jobs, variety
Mhm.
of educational establishments, and looking after them to make sure that their careers are developed and so on.
Mhm.
There are online events where you can meet people as well. And as you know, over the last 12 months is mainly online where we can meet people. But before that, there are organizations such as BNI, there are organizations such as B4B, breakfast over breakfast, and business over breakfast, and there is so many of them. But let me introduce you to one that I think has got all of those relationships strategies in one great strategy,
Who
and
is this?
that is BNI, where they actually teach people how to connect, how to nurture, and how to benefit from these relationships. And this is done through regular meetings. This is done through education and personal development, and it is through referrals. Because
Wow.
referral marketing is an area which has taken place for ever since business exists. People became to know each other, people became friends through business and so on. And because of that, they were referring each other to their clients, to their friends, to the people that they knew outside of the business and so on. And that way, the person who was making the purchase or taking the service would be assured that since someone is referred to them, it means that that person is trusted.
Yes.
So connecting, there is so many ways we can connect with people at the wedding, a birthday party, in a nightclub, okay, in a football match, in an event, street event, whatever. But is taking that connection further, that is the key. And in order to do that, we need to have certain strategies. So
Exactly.
in BNI, we were taught those strategies. And the best strategy, and even yesterday I was attending a conversation on Clubhouse, and it was mentioned the key thing about connecting with people is to follow them up. So it is great to say, hi, my name is Maria, nice to meet you, Maria, and but then the next step is the most important, okay? Because we could have say,
Definitely.
hi, how are you? What you doing? Are you okay? Yeah, fine, thanks. And we can forget,
And
okay?
this is what I have to offer you. In most cases, this is how it's done, especially online. And because of the coronavirus, if you allow me, I really want to touch on this. I'm sure you, as me, as many other people, receive emails on daily basis or
Yes.
weekly basis or monthly basis from from at first we thought this is something interesting and this is something I would like to see in my email, like maybe inspiration, maybe motivation, or some useful information depending of the type of the strategy you're using when you're using email marketing. um, on a weekly basis, usually there are these short emails, and I really want to check on something. If you receive the same emails as I receive this specific person creates a 3 email campaign per week, and I have the first one where she's selling me already something, so there's no building bridge with between me and them in any way. And then she sells me some more, and then she sells me some more, and yeah, there's a fourth message where I get asked if I Why don't I want to open their email box? Well, because the title doesn't allow me to open, that it doesn't create that connection, that comfort for me to trust you to open your email. So that's the reason why I don't open your emails, because of the use of words. Because I don't see your face, I don't see who you are. When we in the networking realm, face to face especially, I think this is a better way, because we have that really connection from human to human, and we get to assess things faster. Online it's not that easy, yet we do our research, then see who is this person, what she's doing, what's her story. And if she just says about what she's doing, how good she is at things, and there's no story involved in there, I call it the selfish approach.
That's
Well,
very interesting.
I don't, we don't connect. We don't feel that there has to be something human in there in this email that is gonna make us open that email, and it starts with the title, in my
Yes,
opinion.
yes, it is precisely, and I do get hundreds of emails every day, sales emails predominantly. I also get number of fraudulent emails, which thankfully are going to the spam, and all I do is just empty it into the bin. But yes, some online marketing gurus are teaching people to actually email on daily basis, and they do it because, as you probably know, the sales process today is not an immediate thing. If you are approaching your potential client, it may take anything between 7 and 15 emails or approaches, shall we say, for the client to make a decision. Okay. Uh, and face to face, if you use the right strategy, you can get a decision without even the client having any information about your service or your product. But there is a specific a training that you need to go through to be able to do that, because is not what you say, is how you say it. Okay. Exactly. So the first 8 seconds makes a decision for anyone. Is the same in relationships. When you first time look at somebody, you immediately have the feeling whether it is the person you would like to have a further discussion with, or is that a person that does have no synergy with you, and you feel that this is not the right person. You probably had a situation like this where you met someone first time, and all you want to do is just get away from that person as quickly as possible.
Mm,
I've had several situations like this, and sometimes it can be a mistake. It can be the wrong day, the wrong time to talk to that person. But there
mm,
are more times where you feel at the first time when you, for instance, watch someone's video or see someone for the first time, that that person is of interest, and it would be worthwhile to follow that person up and have a discussion. And what happens usually when people meet, and this is now happening online, and that really gets me going, is that the moment you connect to someone, the next thing is sale.
ooh, ooh,
Okay.
been there, been there.
Yes.
First
And
meeting, they already sell me something.
that's right. Before they even know what you are doing, they are already swamping you and wanting you to buy from them. Now that is very, very unprofessional. So
Mm,
what I do in cases like this is sometimes I ignore it, but then I'm thinking, well, I am in business and I'm looking for clients as well. So I reply to that person, particularly on LinkedIn. I reply to them and I say, thank you so much for connecting. Thank you very much for introduction of your services. However, I am not in position to take any of your offers at present.
Mm-hmm.
However, I will keep your information on file just in case I can refer you to some other people. And I leave it at that. I don't continue of anything because the first thing is to actually say hi, bless
Excuse
you,
me.
and that's true.
That's true.
And the first thing is that we should be following that person up and say, hi, we have just met yesterday, or we have just met a couple of days ago at this event, and I am very interested in what you are doing. Would it be possible to arrange a meeting? And if that
Mm,
person is interested, say yes, then arrange the day, the time, and meet that person. And then there is a specific way how to manage that meeting in order to come out successfully and have the opportunity to carry on with that relationship. But before we even do that, we need to have a strategy. We need to know who are we looking for. So we need to pre-plan for ourselves what kind of professional we are looking for to connect. Who would be the person who can introduce us to other people? And once we have the strategy and once we have knowledge of who is going to be the person as my number one to approach, yeah, then
mm,
these are the people I'm working on first, creating relationships with them and
mm,
creating relationships with them in such a way that we help each other in business to refer to our clients. Okay, so
mm.
that is very, very important. And quite often, and the way I look at things, and this has proven in my experience with working with business and people, is that 97% will
Mm.
be doing nothing with the information or with the knowledge, and 3% will do something about this, but only 1% will actually carry it out right through to the end.
Wow. Kind of harsh.
It is harsh, but that is very true. It proves itself time and time again
Mm. Interesting. Why is it that we don't take that leap of faith and really invest in the relationships?
because we don't know what is the best strategy, how to work the strategies.
Mm.
And very often, you go to a meeting, let's say face-to-face meeting, and you meet 20 people there. You have 20 business cards or 20 telephone numbers,
Mhm.
and when you came home from that meeting, you didn't sit down and you didn't make notes with fresh memory who is what and so on, who you're going to follow. You put that into the drawer, and the next day you don't think of it because you go back into the stream of your everyday activity, and you are not thinking of it.
Wow, this is so good. This is so good. Making some notes or write down beside the name what this person is, what she looks like, what
Yeah,
are her some of the interests, if we depending on the length of the conversation that we had with this person. And we we have also that level of attraction, or what was the level of
absolutely,
energy.
yes.
Yeah, we can. This is such a great insight when it comes to building relationships, connecting, and also when we
I
go
give
to
you I give you an example. In 2005, I was working at one of Manchester hotels as a night manager,
Mhm.
and we had a security service there. And one of the security services man, a really truly amazing person. We
Mm.
had a very good working relationship. And since that time, we haven't heard from each other. And a couple of days ago, I needed his services because
Mm.
my client required services, and I knew that in this category of business, there is no one else to be trusted but this guy.
Mm.
So I sought him out, and I gave him, I sent him a text saying hi and so on, and within minutes he replied. And the
Mhm.
next day he called me, and we had a chat, as if we have never ever parted from each other for all of those years. I mean, it's nearly 20 years. And
Wow.
this is the power of true relationships when you do, Um, the last year, I took my husband to a restaurant, and I was ordering the food, and
Mhm.
suddenly this man, I looked at him first from, a couple of minutes before, and I'm thinking, goodness me, I know this man somewhere. I know this man somewhere, and I couldn't place, the situation. And the next thing is, he's coming up to me, and he says, Maria, wow, so many years we haven't seen each other. And I said, oh my God. I said, I'm sorry, but I know who you are, but I can't remember your name. He says, oh, my name is Andy, and we worked 40 years ago. We worked together in this hotel. Can you
Wow.
imagine? And that was a guy that I gave first job after the college.
Wow. Interesting.
It was so amazing, and again, the feeling was that we have never, sort of gone without seeing each other for so many years. And it is so pleasing because we had a really, he was like our baby at work then. He was very, very good and very responsible. And I was very fond of him, and I always remember him. And I never expected that I will, bounce into him again. But it was a beautiful, beautiful meeting, very, very interesting. And there's so many more that I can bring into the table and as a story. And we keep in touch for so many years. I am
It's
still keeping in touch with people that I went to trade school with. I keep in touch with my head teacher from those years as well. And I'm talking nearly 50 years ago.
wow.
Can you imagine? And we had a meeting a few years back, a face-to-face meeting, and it was like we have never ever separated from each other. It was like a continuation of our school days. It's
Wonderful.
amazing when you have a good relationship with people.
Definitely. And to keep it for like stay apart for years and then just meet suddenly and it's like it never lost touch.
Exactly.
I
Yes,
think it has to do with that level of energy and it's especially with the first steps in the relationship, the way we connect and the way we nurture. For
absolutely. I think it's also the way we treat each other. If you treat people with respect, if you treat people with the fact that you are accepting who they are, and there is no end to it. There is no end to it. Another example, I used to be in BNI, as you know, and I resigned 3 years ago. And one of my colleagues from the group, he is an IT specialist, and I referred him to a business last year,
Hmm.
and he got the contract. That was in October. And at Christmas time, he calls me up And he says, "Are you in the office?" I said, "Yes." "Can you come down and meet me because I'm with my daughter?"
Mhm.
So I'm opening the front door of the building, and there is he standing with a huge hamper, a
Wow.
basket filled with different type of goods and stuff. And he
Wow.
says, "This is for you as a thank you for getting me the contract."
Wonderful.
So the other day he had to come to our office to do some changes to our computer systems, and he said to me, "We have introduced a 5% system into our business." I said, "Oh, that's great." And he said, "Do you want to know what it is?" I said, "Of course." So he said, "Well, we've decided that we're going to have everyone who refer us to a new client will get 5% from the contract. So you have
Mhm.
5% from the client that you are introduced us to in October." So I said, "Whoa, that's really cool surprise." And then
Mhm.
I introduced them to the owner of the building where we have the office, and that person introduced them to a business with 120 computers.
Wow.
And then the next
Okay.
day, this IT guy phones me and he says, "Maria, thank you very much for introducing us to this Mr. Chowdhury, and he referred us to his brother. So you've got 5% from that contract as well, which we have finished over the last 2 days." So this is something amazing, which
Yes.
uh, when you and again, it was a relationship created so many years ago, and yet it exists, and there is a way of rewarding,
And it's
for something.
not established. This comes as a result. It's
Exactly, but
not
the
thought or
key.
reflected upon or it just comes.
Exactly, but the one important thing here, Maria, is the fact that I have not asked for anything from these people. I refer them because I know they are good at what they are doing, and
Mm,
they are giving me something that I have never ever expected. And that is the most beautiful thing.
so definitely expectations don't create expectations. It's
Very
one of,
true.
so it's something to take in consideration when building a business relationship.
Yes.
Because
But in the law of attraction, there is a saying: if you give something, give with your heart and don't expect anything in return. The law of attraction will take its own action to give it back to you from unknown sources. Yeah.
I
And
think I've learned this concept of not law attraction for me was really common sense when
it is
I
common sense, but it's also used in the law of attraction. And this is something I don't expect anything from anyone. Okay. uh,
mm,
because I'm not materialistic. Okay. My aim is to help people, and everything else happens on its own.
exactly.
So I don't structure my prices for my programs that if you pay this price, you will get this, that, and the other, or this is the price, and because you are here today, I give you, so much discount. That is loads and loads of rubbish. But
Mm,
that's how they want to do it. Let them do it. I don't have to follow that. I've got my own ideas of how to charge and who to charge. Yeah. But I know, and I strongly believe in one thing, that if you give without expectations, give out of your
definitely.
heart,
Yes.
give out of your goodness, and you will receive rewards.
Right. It's the right way to go about life, in my perspective, because it's this. Even if we look at the intimate relationship, I am doing something nice for you because I care about you,
Exactly.
because this relationship, you are important to me. Now, I'm not doing something for you because I want you to give me something in return. It's not going to work. The relationship is not going to move forward, and I don't think it's going to create that depth. And the same thing I think happens in business. So
Exactly.
when we drop expectations, everything's everything works, yes, more smoothly, and the relationship becomes healthier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's that's how I work, and it's working for me.
Well, thank you for sharing the three examples of the relationships. Also, I think it's very important for us to have this kind of conversations. These are like personal conversations where this is how I treat my relationships. And for me, when I listen, I was as I was listening to you, I was like, okay, what type of relationships I am building, and with who am I working in when it comes to
Yeah.
business? How do I how do I present myself in the relationship? Is it the right way? Because nobody teaches you. There are those people who are born, who are gifted, they have charisma, they are liked like instantly. And there are the ones like myself. I consider myself always a work in progress when it comes to building relationships, especially in business relationships, because until I discovered that, you know what, charisma can be learned. It took me a while. I always thought this is not possible. I'm this way. It was, um, I don't have the necessary skills or tools to interact with these people. And until I accepted and invited the idea that these people, these business people, they are human too, I wasn't able to move forward. At some point, I was stuck and I felt alone.
It doesn't. There is many skills and much knowledge that we are um, really, developing through our life. And in my case, it was that when I came over to UK in 1978, I was
Mm,
very young. I was very scared. I didn't have the knowledge of language, and the way I was brought up, not by my parents but by the system,
mm,
it was like I had no self-confidence whatsoever.
mm,
I was afraid of strangers, to be honest with you. And this was like this until I actually joined BNI in 2009.
mm,
I have had a lot of issues with my self-confidence. I have had a huge issues with fear of speaking, fear of acting, fear of people, and so on and so on. And at the point of me going to university as a matured student, I started slightly opening it up and gaining some self-confidence to the point that in the year that I graduated from university, I started my own business, a
mm.
recruitment agency, and then it started, going. I was terrified of cold calling as well, so I had to overcome that fear as well. And eventually, once I joined BNI, that it just everything changed, everything. And my fear of public speaking have gone. And the other day I was looking at my public speaking, and I'm thinking, when was the time that I first spoke publicly?
Mm.
And I went into my, old-fashioned pictures, and I found this picture. I was about 12 then, and I was speaking to about 500 people outside of our church. I was reading a poem
Mm.
And at the time, I didn't feel that, you know, I am afraid or I am nervous or anything. But there was a little bit of vibration in my voice. When I looked at that photograph, I'm thinking, goodness me, I am a public speaker since that time.
Wow.
And and then I looked at those years where I had this fear of speaking and fear of talking to strangers and so on. How this came about, I have no idea. But I am so grateful that when I joined BNI, my life turned around so much. And what I do now is because of that. You know,
Wow.
my coaching, and I'm currently writing my second book. It's just, it's amazing.
Congratulations.
So I'm really, uh, um, I'm really proud of myself in many ways. But I am also very grateful to everyone that crossed my path, because every single person, every single organization, every single school's college a course have given me the tools and the confidence and the understanding that I have now.
Mm. Definitely. It's not for no reason. I think everybody comes in to our path, and every single human being teaches us something if we are looking for the lessons in there. I think every interaction is going to provide us with a learning opportunity.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter the type of the relationship. Every single human being that crosses our path gonna help us to some improve in some way.
Absolutely. 100%.
Would you like to talk about the VCP when it comes to
Yes,
really?
VCP is a very important acronym for networking, for connecting with people. And it is very important also if you are doing things online.
Mm,
Okay, because VCP stands for visibility, credibility, and profitability.
mhm,
So visibility means that if if you are attending a meeting, regular meeting with your business colleagues,
mhm.
you need to be there every time.
Oh,
If you are
so
not there, they don't see you, they don't think of you, because
right.
they only focus on people that they see. Okay,
Mhm, mhm.
and the same online. If you are not posting on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on, nobody knows that you are existing.
Exactly.
If we would not do this live events on Live Speakers Challenge, there is so many of us, but only what, maybe 3% of us is actually doing videos.
I think I've heard around, I think, yeah, 3 to 5%, I think.
There you are. So my 97 97% statistic is almost true. You
Yes.
see, that's the thing. If I want to take Live Speakers Challenge any further, I need to be there every day, because that's the requirement. Yeah. So I need to
Yeah.
be there every day. I
Mhm.
haven't been for the last few days because I didn't feel well. But the moment I felt better, I started being back there because I was conscious of it, that
Mhm.
visibility is important.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
I am back as quickly as I can. And the
Mhm.
same thing on my other profiles, company profiles and so on. I try to be visible there at least once a day. If I am not, who is going to think about Maria Kompanowski? Nobody.
Mhm.
So I need to
It's
be.
so true. This is so true. We plant one seed 1 week. Let's suppose I plant my seed or my post Monday, and then I don't do nothing about that. I leave it at that, and I'm guilty of this. I did this,
I
and
think
I
we are all guilty of it, for one or other reason.
I didn't understood the importance of delivering every single day or posting every single day something.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us struggle with when it comes to showing up online every single day with the creation of posts. I think
Yes.
this is something that many of us struggle, and sometimes we feel like, oh, I already talked about this. It's nothing new. I'm so we kind of get stuck around
Yeah.
content creation.
We also get stuck when it comes to sharing someone post or liking it or making a comment, because
Mm,
we feel that this is not visibility, but it is. Because let's assume you see a post from Gary Vaynerchuk on LinkedIn, who is a huge influencer, yeah?
mhm,
And if you like his comment, or if you make a comment to his comment, there are thousands upon thousands of people who will see you there.
mm.
Okay?
Very good
So
point.
they want to connect with you because they liked your comment. So they want to connect with you. I do not invite people on LinkedIn. I do not invite people on Facebook as much unless I have created a relationship with them already and
Mm,
they are not in my connections. I get invited, and I
mm.
have 4,000 people connected to me on LinkedIn, out of
Wow.
out of which I may have invited 50.
Mm,
I got invited through my involvement in LinkedIn, through my visibility on LinkedIn, and I am no way close to anyone who is there every day.
okay.
And I just go there for a minute or two, say to people happy birthday or happy anniversary, or make a comment or share their post, and then
Mm,
I am disappearing.
mm,
And every time when I look at the statistics, I can see that they are, growing little by little. And the same thing is, with people who have YouTube channel. There are people who have got, say, 1 million followers on YouTube, million subscribers,
mhm.
but those subscribers are not visible
They don't
because they
comment.
subscribed and they never go back and see the new post from that person.
Mhm.
Imagine if £1 million subscriber, million people subscriber, would have someone on their channel, all of the followers on their channel, for just 1 minute.
Yeah, it's gonna would be what
Can you see what I
1 million
mean?
minutes of, yeah, 1 million minutes
And
of,
1 minute costs nothing,
definitely, yes.
but it can help somebody so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the key thing. And when you make a comment under the video, you are visible. So many people will say, "Oh, you have a channel." Boom! They go to your channel and they click subscribe button. It costs nothing. It's only a few seconds to do it, but you are visible. You are visible, and that can benefit you in so many ways. May not be the same day or in the next minute. It may take even 2 years, but there will be benefit. You will benefit from that.
Definitely. Definitely.
So the visibility is crucial.
You
Visibility gives you credibility. It gives
and
you exactly,
profitability. So it's all go hand in hand. Beautifully
exactly.
said. I love that.
And the last part of it is profitability. So you get benefits out of that in every possible way.
Definitely.
And it is so simple, but yet so difficult for so many people.
Well, why do you think that that is? Because for some reason people find it hard.
When people have a problem, for instance, let's say a vacuum cleaner or a coffee machine or maybe something in the garden, our brain automatically thinks that this is a huge problem.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. And when it comes to repairing it, it's something simple, something which can be done very quickly and at a low cost. But the reaction that our brain gives is, wow, it's a huge problem. And I think this is what people think with regards to helping each other to pass the post on Facebook or Instagram, is that we feel a little bit of envy, to say the least. Yeah.
Definitely.
Why should that help him or her?
What's in it for me?
Exactly. They don't think that by doing that, they are actually doing a lot of good for themselves.
Exactly. Well, I call them self-sufficiency needs when we look at those needs.
There is a one thing which I love, really, really love. You know, when we point a finger at somebody,
yes.
3 fingers are pointing back at us. Yeah. So why should I help you? Yeah. Because you are helping yourself. Those 3 fingers are telling you, you are helping yourself more than you are helping that person you are pointing to.
This is so good, Maria. Definitely. Thank you for this perspective, because I never thought of it this way. Truth being told, I never point the finger. Just to my dog.
But you know, there is so many other examples. You know, the boomerang. If you throw a boomerang, it comes back onto you. Okay.
Yes,
So we can say the same thing. If we are envying somebody or we are jealous and saying, "Well, what is there for me?" Okay, I am throwing a boomerang, because if I say, "What is it for me?" that boomerang is going to hit me so hard that I will not know where it came from. But it came from me. Because every time I am putting a negative statement, thought, a negative action, I am getting it 3 times as much as I have put out. Yeah. So why not turn it into a positive thing and be happy to help somebody, to like someone's post, to make a comment, to share it, because I will get the benefits out of it far more than the person I helped.
Definitely, this was very, very, very good, very interesting conversation. So deeply appreciate all your wisdom and insights.
So that's how I feel about things, and I think that you know, if we do help each other, everyone will benefit, and that's the key thing. It's win-win situation for everyone, not just for one person.
So the message today, wonderful people, from me, from Maria, the 2 Marias, is let's help each other, support each other, and build healthy relationships, business relationships, not intimate relationships. So thank you for having us today.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to a next video, next discussion at some point. Thank you so much.